everyone. This is Pamela Topchian, and we are with Holistic Connections, conversations with holistic practitioners. And today we have Amayra. And if you could introduce yourself and share what you do in the holistic healing world, please.
Wonderful. Well, thank you firstly for having me on. It's a real pleasure to share the beauty of Ayurveda with everyone. So,
Yeah.
my name is Amayra. I'm an Ayurveda digestive health coach, and I primarily help millennial women who are experiencing skin issues such as rosacea, to really kind of not look at it from a topical perspective. Because I know when I went through all my skin issues, I was just given the creams, the lotions, the potions, and I realized, like, why isn't all this working? And it wasn't until I, kind of discovered Ayurveda that I realized that it's not working because I'm not getting to the root cause of the issue. So rosacea, it's not just a skin condition, it is something happening deeper within. So I've been a health coach since 2020,
Hmm.
and I really love it. And I never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be the one helping other women, because I was in the corporate world for about 10 years until I hit my lowest health point and then had to reevaluate a lot of things in my life. So I left the corporate world, went to India to become a yoga teacher. Really, that was the initial
Hmm.
thing. But I soon realized that that led me to Ayurveda, which is like a real passion of mine. So, here we are many, many years later. And yeah, I have this wonderful opportunity to help women, and coming from a place of like loving, understanding, and experience. No, so it's not just like textbook that I studied Ayurveda.
Right.
It's pretty much I have gone through it, and now I'm able to share this knowledge and support women in this way.
Yeah, I think that's so wonderful when you have gone through something yourself and then you have found a way to heal and then sharing that with other people to help other people to also heal. That's so wonderful because that lived experience, I think, is really important for the
Yeah.
clients, for people coming to you, knowing that you know what they're going through and potentially all the things that they have also tried that didn't really help them. So that's great. So if you could talk a little bit more about Ayurveda for maybe somebody who's never heard of it and maybe some of the misconceptions.
Yeah, I love this question because I'm getting asked more and more. So, which means that a lot of people are kind of like maybe listening to it in a yoga class or maybe somewhere else, no?
Yeah.
But for me, Ayurveda is something that really like changed my life, no? Because I was looking at my health just from one lens, no?
Hmm.
And it was just the skin conditions and the burnout and everything else, no? But when I discovered Ayurveda, I realized that everything is connected, no? And it's a holistic way of looking at health, no? Which obviously the Western doctors that I was seeking help from didn't really ask me like, how is your sleep? How are your
Hmm.
stress levels? How are you, like, do you have a routine? So when I discovered Ayurveda, it was just like a language that I had known in many, many lifetimes ago, and I
Yeah.
really resonated straight away. No? So I guess the simplest way to explain Ayurveda is, as I mentioned, a holistic way of looking at health and well-being. So I would say it's the most sophisticated and in-depth way of looking at a human being. No? So we work with the three doshas, which come to be Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So we all have these doshas within us. No? So doshas essentially are just energy types. No?
Yeah.
So when you go to a Ayurveda health practitioner, they will analyze which one of these is a little bit elevated and needs to come into balance, because at the root of everything in Ayurveda, it comes down to balance, no? So balance in the mind, in the body, and the spirit as well, no? Because they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
So when we look at Vata, it's the wind energy, So when we look at the wind, if you ever stood outside, the wind is a little bit chaotic, it's light, it's dry, it's rough, no? So these are pretty much characteristics of somebody who can be, who falls under the Vata dosha. So Vata, you can say when you are balanced, Vata, you're very creative, you think outside the box, you're very adventurous, kind of go with the flow kind of person,
Hmm.
no? But when your Vata is out of balance, it can be a little bit erratic, no? So
Yeah.
maybe the mind is a little bit crazy, anxiety, not sleeping
Mhm.
well, insomnia, gas and bloating. That's characteristics of a person who's vata out of balance. Maybe having too many thoughts, no? And I know this has happened to me before. You have so many ideas, you just can't put them into practice, no? Like
Yeah.
one day I might bump into you and you might want to, you tell me like, oh, I'm going to go and be a yoga teacher in India. I'm like, oh, wonderful. Then I'm going to meditate in a cave in Thailand. And then I want to like bring out a cooking book and then a skincare range. And, I meet that person after a year and I'm like, have you done anything? They're like, no. I haven't." So many
So all the
ideas.
ideas, yeah, but
Exactly. Just don't have that drive to like, birth these projects, no?
yeah, yeah.
So that's the characteristic of Vata. So with a Vata dosha, we recommend people ground, no? Because Vatas are living all the way up here in the head to airy fairy. We say grounding, grounding
Mhm.
foods, beetroot, sweet potatoes, carrots, parsnips, no? Grounding things like, literally putting your feet on the ground, no? That's going to really ground you with Mother Earth, no? And thinking about digestion, no? So we want to have really easy to digest warm foods because they tend to be a little bit on the colder side.
Mm.
So we want nourishment. And they tend to have a little bit of a drier skin, no? So we really
Mm.
recommend oils. Oils are like
Yeah.
heaven for a person who's vata out of balance. Do you resonate with that one at all?
Oh my goodness. I don't think I don't have dry skin. I don't know that I feel like I have a good balance as far as being, you know, connected with the universe and well grounded.
Hmm. Hmm.
I feel like. But to me, it seems like having the different dashas, or doshas, however it's pronounced. So are you going through a whole list of things and having an interview with somebody to decide and
Yeah.
figure out?
Yeah, pretty much, when I do this, I get them to fill out something that I've created as well. No, and then I get them to send me a photo of their face because with their
Oh,
facial features, we can tell a lot as well.
oh,
With wrist,
neat.
can tell a lot as well. No, like if you put your thumb and your
Hmm.
middle finger around your wrist, and if they overlap, you're more than likely to be a Vata. But if the tips are just touching, then you're a Pitta. And if they're not touching, you're a Kapha. So we're constantly looking at this. I'm asking about your skin health. I'm asking about like what your sleep is like, no?
Yeah.
So I'm asking a lot of different things, not just characteristics of what the body is doing, but how is your mind? Do you have a practice? Do you have a routine? And sometimes I find with my Vata clients, they don't really like to have routine. They're like, go with the flow. I just do as I please, no? But you need to kind of have something because the body and the mind, they want some kind of structure and
Hmm.
routine throughout the day. It's us that really like, we get overwhelmed and we don't end up doing
Yeah.
anything. So that's the Vata dosha. And the next one is the Pitta dosha, which is the one that I primarily work with because it's the fire energy, no?
Hmm.
So a person who is Pitta balanced, they're great leaders, they communicate really well, they're very organized, they have a vision, no?
Mm.
But if you're out of balance, it means that there's excess heat in the body, and that can come out across as anger, acne,
Mm.
rosacea, which is what I primarily work with.
Yeah.
Frustration, no, because everybody's not at their level, no, and they tend to run into burnout as well because they're like go, go, go kind of people, no, and stress and burnout pretty much is one of their characteristics if they're out of balance, no. And if we're looking at it from the body kind of perspective, we're looking at inflamed skin. No? So anything
Hmm.
that ends with an itis is generally related to the
Yeah.
pitta dosha. So yeah, so with the pitta
Interesting.
dosha, yeah, the way we need to
Yeah.
balance it is pretty much cooling the body down. No, so thinking about using coconut oil for cooking, no coconut oil on the skin. Thinking about cooling foods like blueberries, aloe vera, pomegranate, coconut water, and looking at foods that are low in inflammation. So we
Mm.
kind of want to steer away from the coffee, the alcohol, the
Yeah.
spicy food,
Oh, yeah.
and not do so much like vigorous exercise. They're the
Hmm.
ones who kind of go to like, HIIT training and stuff like that, where
Mm.
we really need to be cooling the body down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the pitta dosha. Do you associate with that one a little bit or still not so
I
much?
don't feel like I don't have enough anger.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
don't feel like I have any, skin, I've never had rosacea or any kind of breakouts or anything like that.
Hmm.
So, I'm not sure. And I was going to ask you too, can people change what dosha they are, or is it just a matter of getting things balanced and help the different dosha's healthy. So if you determine that I am a certain dosha, does that change throughout my healing journey?
Absolutely. It
I don't know
changes
if I'm
because, for example, like right now, my dosha is Vata and I am living in a Vata kind of place. No?
Mhm.
In the afternoon, it's windy, it's cooler at night, it's warmer during the day. And yeah, there's certain Vata characters. Now, if I
Okay.
go and live in Sri Lanka, which is an island, it's like tropical vibes, maybe a little bit more humid, warmth,
Yeah.
my body's going to react very different there, and it
Hmm.
changes because of diet, of lifestyle, stress factors, and
Sure.
seasons as well. So this is what the beauty of it is that Pachamama, Mother Earth, oh, we're always going with her flow, right? So if it's like Boston, for example, right? Boston, December, I'm not going to go and have a mango, right? Because it's not kind of
Right.
um, it doesn't mangoes don't really grow there, right? So
Yeah.
we kind of have to go in with the tune to everything that is around us. So that's why the beauty of connecting with Mother Nature is
Yeah.
that, no, that we need to stay in tune with her and eat according to what she provides each season.
Yeah. So staying in touch with what's naturally occurring in the environment that you are helps
Exactly.
to balance that all out as well. Yeah, and
Exactly.
now we've come to, you can have any kind of food anywhere you are at any time of the year, and that might not be the best for us.
This is
More,
what kind of is, yeah, is throwing our bodies out of whack, no? Because our
yeah,
ancestors, if you think about your ancestors, they used to
right.
go with the rhythms of nature, no? So they would only have, I don't know, sweet potatoes certain times a year, no
Yeah.
apples during, but now, like as you're saying, no apples are around pretty much all year.
Yeah.
So that's why kind of our bodies are a little bit thrown out as well.
Yeah, so interesting. And like I
Yeah.
said, I think I said before we started recording, but it's just so involved that I can't imagine what the training and the education is like. It's got to be a rigorous program to do that.
Different to Western medicine, no, where it's just like one thing and just targeting that organ or that illness, no, whereas Ayurveda like zooms out and says,
Right.
okay, so you're experiencing inflammation. Inflammation can also be a liver issue, no? So maybe the
Mm,
liver needs detoxifying. Maybe you need to be, maybe more mindful in your practices to cool the liver down because it's too hot, no? So
yeah.
every organ carries a certain emotions, no? Now we know
Mm,
that the kidneys are sadness, no? The lungs are this and grief, I think lungs are. So it's just not like we're targeting one thing and that's it now. We're looking at it from a broad
right.
perspective to get an idea of like, and what is great for me, Pamela, may not be great for you. It
Right.
may actually be poison. So when people go out and start saying, like cabbage soup is great, and it's like, no. So it's really tailor-made to that particular individual. So when I do my
So,
assessment, naturally I will work with people who are pitta out of balance, no? So my job is to cool the body down, no? But
mm,
that doesn't mean that I'm never going to work with a kapha dosha, which is the next one I will go through. It's just that everything is tailored to that particular person because we all have
yeah.
unique imbalances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ayurveda seems to be like the epitome of holistic, what the word and the term holistic means. Just
yeah.
where everything's connected. You can't, like you said, you can't just focus on one part of the body or just the body
Mhm.
itself. There's just your whole world around you and everything that you come in contact with and even emotions and things. So
Mhm.
it's so fascinating to me. I'm just cannot thank you enough for being on. So yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, so the next one is the Kapha dosha.
Yeah.
So that one is the earth energy. I'm just going to make it super simple. And I have a feeling you might be the earth energy,
Yeah,
just
and when you said
kind of,
that, I thought maybe so yeah.
yeah. So the Kapha dosha is earth energy. So when we look at the earth, superficially maybe they're dry, but deep down it's feeling a little bit damp, no? So when we look at the earth, it's damp, it sometimes can be stagnant, but it's growing, no? It's always expanding. So when we look at the cuff, somebody who's in balance, no, they could be very grounded. No, they know like decisions and they can follow them through.
Mhm.
They have that grandmother energy. No, I don't know about you, but I certainly have some friends who are like very like, oh, come here, child. Like I'm going to give you a hug. It's
Just
going to be fine.
motherly and yeah.
Exactly. It's Mother Earth energy, no?
Yeah.
So this can be really good for somebody who loves to nurture people, and they
Yeah.
are. No, there's some people out there who love to nurture other people. No, they get that joy out of being of service to other people.
Hmm.
But sometimes when we're a little bit out of balance, we can become really stagnant, like the earth, So we may follow, like we may have the same thing for breakfast, like for the next 3 months. Now we may go to the same restaurant, see the same friends, maybe stay in a relationship that we know that doesn't serve us, but everything's just hard, So they find it really difficult to have that pep in their step, So that's stagnation in general, So what we want to do with people who are high out of balance in the Kapha dosha, we want to stimulate the body, Because everything is too grounded. We want to think about like turmeric, ginger,
Yeah.
and they're the dosha that could probably have coffee more than the other two. So
Mm.
coffee for vata makes them super anxious. Coffee for a pitta, it's too heating, no? But with
Hmm.
kapha, it's stimulating. So it will
Mm.
give them a little bit of a zhoosh, no? To
Yeah.
go out and pursue things, no? So, spices like, cayenne pepper, really great for them. And they need to be eating lighter food, not because if you are a kapha who has, I don't know, like spaghetti carbonara every night, it's too thick, too heavy for them, no?
Hmm.
So they need to be thinking about maybe broccoli, tofu, quinoa, leafy green vegetables, and really stimulating movement, So they could definitely use the fire of the pitta friend
Yeah.
perhaps to go out for a run
Yeah.
or do something
Right.
like that, And then the creativity of the vata can also help them through because they're stuck in the same kind of
Yeah.
motion most of the time, So that's a little bit about kapha. Now, just to be super clear, we are the three doshas just in varying amounts, Like I
Okay.
said. Yeah.
Okay.
So we will always have the three doshas. It's just maybe for you, maybe your kapha is a little bit more elevated, maybe then your pitta and then your vata, So then I would say
I see.
you need to lower the kapha and elevate the vata and pitta.
So it's balancing them all, and it's
Yeah.
not this is what you are,
Hmm.
almost like a horoscope or something like it, like an
Hmm.
astrological sign.
Hmm.
It's like that's what you are because of when you were born. So with the doshas, it's a balance. You have them all within you, but it's keeping a
Yeah.
balance. I
Yeah.
see that. That makes a lot of sense. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
helps explain that pretty good. So yeah, I do think that I'm the kapha,
Yeah. Yeah.
kapha. So,
Yeah. I
uh,
can see just the way you speak as well. It's very gentle. It's very motherly,
oh.
Whereas I'm like, "Ah," if you let me go.
Yeah. And I've got my cute little animal there, I think. So do you work with people um, one-on-one in groups, or are you working with people online or in person?
Yeah, so I do all my work online,
Okay.
and I just right now I'm really loving that comfort of one-to-one work. No,
Yeah.
eventually, maybe halfway through this year, my plan is to start doing group coaching.
Okay.
But I love the intimacy of just the one-to-one client,
Yeah.
And like I said, everybody has a different thing that they're working on. Now, even though
Sure.
it may fall under the rosacea, no, the root cause may be different because the root cause for rosacea, for example, could be stress, it could be gut dysbiosis, it could be a liver detoxification, So it's not just like one way to look at rosacea from the Ayurvedic point of view.
Yeah, so you specialize in skin conditions.
Mhm.
Okay. Because there's so much that you could do with Ayurveda,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's your specialty mainly is with working with women with rosacea. Yeah. So, where is the best place for people to reach you? Would it be your website or socials or?
Yeah, I'm a little bit old school and hanging around Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you can just look me up, Amayra Morales, or you can just jump on my website, amayramorales.com. And if this has resonated with you, then you can book in a discovery call and I can kind of guide you of, maybe why you're going around in circles with your skin conditions and maybe give
Yeah.
you pointers of how you can start getting to the root cause of your skin conditions.
Yeah, so nice. We could go on forever on this topic, I know. But is there anything else that you would like people to know or make sure that you share before we go?
Yeah, I think for me, it's always just listen to the whispers of the universe.
Mm,
Sometimes we ignore them and we say, oh, it's just a gut issue. Oh, it should be fine. And we learn to live with a lot of issues. That's how I got myself into a little bit of a mess and landed in hospital, because
mm,
I was just pushing through to get, my career. I was definitely doing well in the career space,
mm-hmm.
but everything around me was crumbling, And it wasn't
Yeah.
until that slap from the universe and it sent me to hospital. But
Oof,
in hindsight, I should have listened to the first whispers, no? The
right.
gut issues, the not sleeping well, the racing thoughts, the amenorrhea and all the other things that came before the hospital trip.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Listen to the whispers of the universe. That's so
Mhm.
awesome. And what a great message. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So,
Thank you so
I have learned a lot today, and I'm going to be searching through your website and learning more.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
suggest any listeners and watchers out there that you do the same. And we will have that link in the description below. So, I want to thank you once again for being on. This is a fascinating topic, and I just can't wait to learn more. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you. Thank you.